I am continuing in my reading. What I'm doing in this series is to read through the entire standard works of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints. This consists of the Bible, the Book of Mormon, the Doctrine and Covenants, and the Pearl of Great Price. I am continuing reading in a chronological order, according to event, not according to publication or volume, so I'm skipping around a bit as I move along. So we have read already the first year or so of Christ's mortal ministry. We had the ordaining of the 12, we have many discourses, many parables, many healings, the execution of John the Baptist. We did read a little in the Book of Mormon to catch the narrative up to the Gospels, and in our last reading we read in Mark about the feeding of the 5,000. It's one of the few stories that is recorded in all four Gospels. Now we're going to read the same story in Luke. In this video we have a Joseph Smith translation. Now what the Joseph Smith translation is, this is a translation or correction done by Joseph Smith to restore those passages that have been lost or corrupted over the years. This will be Luke chapter 9 verses 10 through 17. And the apostles, when they were returned, told him all that they had done, and he took them and went aside privately into a desert place belonging to the city called Bethsaida. And the people, when they knew it, followed him, and he received them and spake unto them of the kingdom of God, and healed them that had need of healing. And when the day began to wear away, then came the 12, and said unto him, Send the multitude away, that they may go into the towns and country round about, and lodge and get victuals. For we are here in a desert place. But he said unto them, Give ye them to eat. And they said, We have no more but 5 loaves and 2 fishes, except we should go and buy meat for all this people. For they were about 5,000 men. And he said to his disciples, Make them sit down by 50s in company. And they did so, and made them all sit down. Then he took the 5 loaves and the 2 fishes, and looking up to heaven, he blessed them, and brake, and gave to the disciples to set before the multitude. And they did eat, and were all filled. And there were taken up of the fragments that remained to them 12 baskets. The only thing new here that we didn't read in Mark is the location, Bethsaida, which I believe is on the northern end of Galilee, possibly a little to the east. And so they left the Capernaum area and sailed over to Bethsaida. The people all came following them, which is why they needed to go out and buy food and get lodging, because a lot of these people are not from Bethsaida, they are from other places. But there's no other new information here, so let us just look at the Joseph Smith translation. In verse 10, instead of when they were returned, it's just when they returned. Told him is told Jesus, and then of course desert place is corrected to solitary place. In verse 11 at the very end there, healed them that had need of healing is corrected to who had need of healing. In verse 12 again, desert is changed to solitary. Verse 13 has a few minor corrections here. Let's just read this verse again. In the King James it says, But he said unto them, Give ye them to eat. And they said, We have but 5 loaves and 2 fishes. And except we should go and buy meat, we can provide no more food for all this multitude. So it's a little bit more than just a clarification. It's saying, we have, if you want us to feed them, we're going to have to go buy food, is what they're saying. Now in verse 14, for they were about 5,000 men, got the correction, they were in number about 5,000 men, and he said is corrected to, and Jesus said. And then verse 17, where it says the ending there, and there was taken up of the fragments that remained to them 12 baskets, simplified to, and there were taken up of fragments which remained 12 baskets. Again, nothing real profound, just some minor clarifications. So we'll leave that here, and we continue this in Matthew next. So I will see you there.